Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury, and we are live. We're live. That's right, guys. We're live. I had a hard night last night. I was vomiting. That's right, I was vomiting. I went out for pizza. Instead of eating noodles or duck or stuff like that, I went and had Chinese pizza. And I got to tell you, okay, here was the bill. Oh, it's called La Caesar. La Caesar. And the bill came to $156. Okay, $156. But the pizza was covered in paprika dust. Paprika. And I gotta tell you something, I don't understand this paprika shit, but fuck me dead. I got horrible paprika aftertaste in my mouth. Paprika aftertaste. You know, the paprika shit. Paprika. I got the paprika shit in my mouth, and I gotta be honest with you, it tastes fuck me dead. It was just fucking, I got this paprika dust. Why the fuck do they use so much paprika? It fucking, I don't understand this paprika shit. You know, this paprika, it's I'm just pinning the link. Pin the message. Pin it. Fuck, I tell you, that'd have to be one of the worst pizza experiences. Paprika dust. It was not cheap. It was not cheap. So I had paprika poisoning last night. Hello, HR. How are you?
Archie, I'm all the better for being on the stream. I've got to be honest. I've been watching the BMW videos you've been putting up. They are amazing, Arch.
Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. They're one of the best things you've done in ages. I was watching it. I was WhatsApping Jake the puppy, and we were in stitches, Arch. You're a born actor. You know this?
I mean, do you agree it's a bad deal? I've lost half my money, and they're trying to tell me
you got fleeced, Arch. You got fleeced.
Well, that's the cost. No, it's pay for play. Do you understand? It's pay for play. We've got a super chat. Patel Philippe, $2.80. HR, update AC3 on your latest Tim Wright appearance.
Patel, of course. I'll share the goss. Guys. So I went on and I wanted to hear what Tim had to say about the suicide net thing, and he used a lot of circular logic, and his cucks on the stream cut me off. His stream is ridiculous. It is awful. It's tanking, Arch. It's tanking. Circular logic here, there, and everywhere. I can see why you got pissed off with him, Arch.
Yes. I don't understand something. Paprika powder. You know what paprika powder is, don't you?
I do, Arch.
Why do they put so much paprika powder on the pizza? I feel like vomiting paprika.
Why have you eaten it, Arch?
It was all on the pizza. I paid a lot of money for this pizza. It was 156 yuans, 156 RMB to AUD. This was not cheap. This was $32 for pizza, wings, and a drink and a salad.
Fuck me dead, Arch. Where are you, Hong Kong or China?
I'm in China, man. Fuck.
What are you doing in China? What's the plan? What's the MO, big boy?
Okay, basically it cost me $63 a night to stay here. It's discount accommodation. I rent a room from a Chinese couple, a Chinese couple. That's it. They rent out a room. I stay there, and I just felt so ill last. I'm getting better.
What watches did you bring to China? Tell me, Arch.
Only one. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Bregster, the gold Breguet.
The
And
Bregster.
the lady of the house let me wears her late husband's Tag Heuer.
Well, that's quite nice of her, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's exactly it. So, oh my God.
What's the plan
Caprica
for the
is
next
great
few
stuff
days
when
then,
used
Arch?
properly. It's powerful and needed to be used in moderation.
Arch, what's the plan for the next few days then? Run me through it, big boy. What's on the agenda?
Not having Caprica, that's for sure. Stay away from that fucking stuff. Fuck, man. Yeah. And then I vomited, and then I had special tablets I'm taking. It actually,
Arch,
I was not
Arch,
well.
I'm going to cut to the real question here. Like I said, I'm going to be over in Malaysia in November,
Yes.
staying in the banyan tree. Are you going to come over, Arch? What's the plan? Because I think Jake the
You're
Yuppie's
saying
coming
it,
over.
man. Banyan trees are expensive.
It's expensive, bud. I know this, Arch, but you know me. Of course I'm going to stay in the banyan.
Banyan Tree is beautiful. It's a really nice hotel. You're going to have a great time. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. That's what I say.
Are you coming
Why
over,
not?
Arch? Well, I can take you around the red light district.
I can go out with you. I like to see you, you know?
Come on over then, Arch. I'm gonna be there November the 1st until November the 15th at the banyan tree. I'm gonna have my explorer too because I'm gonna be exploring the hookers.
Yeah, Malaysia's not really a hooker country, but
Oh, I've done some research, Paul.
okay. So tell me this, what's going on in your world? Anything new happen? How's that new car of yours?
Skoda is lovely, but I don't want to talk too much about the Skoda Kodiaq because I think I'll get the peanut gallery will get angry. But Arch, we've got our baby on the way, our second in 3 weeks' time, Arch. So we're just getting ready for that.
You got the baby coming?
Yeah, that's right, Arch. In 3 weeks, we're gonna have a newborn.
Proper family. This is a proper family. You understand?
I understand, Arch. Yeah, I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy.
It's a great feeling having kids, don't you think? You're a very lucky man. That's one of the greatest joys in life.
It is, Arch, but it's hard. It's hard, Arch. No one tells you, no one preps you for it. There's no book you can read that gets you ready for being a father. It's hard. You've always got to be thinking of someone else. You cannot be selfish, Arch. You know this?
Yes, you cannot be selfish. 100% right. That is so cool, man. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Arch. I'm proud of you.
Good on you, man. Fucking hell, you are a real jet setter, aren't you, hey?
No, I don't know about that, Arch. I live a very modest life with my Skoda.
Well, what's wrong with that? That's a good car. Skoda makes a great car, you know?
I think it's lovely, but people take the piss out of the car. But it's a Volkswagen Audi under the hood, and I've got umbrellas in the doors. What more could I want, Arch? Heated front windscreen, heated back windscreen, driving modes.
You know what? Skoda makes some good stuff. Skoda is makes some good stuff. That's very nice. It's a good family car. How is HR? How are you going, man? Are you okay?
I'm pretty good, Arch. We're getting our bonus paid in July, which is nice, 10% of salary. So I'm ready for that. I don't know what I'm going to do with my bonus, but I'll probably save it. Ready for Malaysia. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, Arch. What should I do?
Buy a Rolex?
Another Rolex. Fuck me dead, Arch. Look, when I inherit some money, I think what I'm going to do is buy a Day-Date 40, a black sub-date, and I'm out of the game, Arch. I'm out of the game, big boy. That's all I need.
Yeah. Because you've got two. You've got a Datejust and you've got the Explorer. That's a perfect pair, man.
But I do feel, Arch, there's a gap for a sub date. There's a gap there. That there's an itch I need to scratch. I need to scratch it, Arch. Do you not think there's a gap?
Man, I think you got a great two-piece collection for a young guy under 30. You were powering it along. I reckon it's time to put that money into the family, you know. Malaysia's amazing. I love Kuala Lumpur.
I love it too, Arch.
By the
And
way,
you know,
they also had durian pizza at this place. They had durian pizza.
I tell you what, Arch, durian is a very interesting thing. The first time I had it, I vomited. The next time I had it, it was okay. And the third time, it was lovely. It's rich, creamy. And the best thing is, Arch, I've got guys, well, friends that I graduated university from Malaysia. So whenever I go over there, you know, they sort me out and, you know, they come out with me and take me out. It's nice to have people from the country you're visiting, you know, locals. So it's lovely.
Yes, it's good to have friends, isn't it?
It is, Arch. 100% there, bud. So I'm just looking forward to that.
Yeah. I got to ask you something, man. This is fantastic news. Is the bonus big enough to get a Rolex, or how do you feel on that?
Ooh, you're trying to read my bank balance, Arch. You're trying to soul read me, are you, big boy?
Yeah. Tell me, what do you want? We've got one UCLT. Thank you, one UCLT. Thank you for the. We've got Angelic Slayer in the crowd. He's there. It's a bit like that. Fuck, man. Yeah, I wasn't well. I don't know what the fuck went wrong. I had pizza and beer yesterday. I lied down and then I just felt like I just vomited. Oh, it was terrible. I don't want to talk about it. Let me tell you something. You know what the most important thing when you travel is? You've got to do things in moderation. Moderation, big boy.
That's 100%. Arch, can I just read Mikey Cassio, GTR's comment? HR is the kind of guy, when you leave or get sacked, you walk into the office and spatter that nose across the face. The nasal sounds this one is making seems like someone already has done. Oh, Mikey. There certainly are some vicious punters in the chat.
There are some any good HR stories for us today? You got a HR story you can share?
I'd probably say the only one is we've had some people working at one of the sites. I don't want to dox myself, so they work in a certain job, and over the course of over the course of 2 months, there's only been 2 shifts where they've been on time or left on time. So they're gone, Arch. They're gone. Bye, fuckers.
Oh, their shift. What happened to it just finished. That's it.
Well, no, they've in essence, Arch, they've been starting late and leaving early. So let's say if their shift was 10 hours, they're only doing like 7 hours work and getting paid for 10. That is fraud. See you later, fuckers. It's been nice having you. It couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch of cunts.
Oh, why do they do that? That's awful.
I know, Arch. I know. It's awful.
Wow, he's saying change the cabin filter air. Yes. I got to tell you, it's the Philippines is a bit dangerous, Chipper Chuck. Philippines. I want to ask you. I'm getting my Explorer back, by the way. Do you know I tried to sell it at one stage? You know what they offered me?
Go on.
So I tried to sell it, and a dealer's because the papers were stolen in the burglary, right? They stole the papers, and so it's a 42 mil. I think in 2013, they offered me just under £5,000.
£5,000.
Yeah, 5. That's nothing, is it? What do you think?
Arch, that's peanuts. If anything, I'd expect my black dial to go for less, but that's the iconic one, Arch. It's the white dial, it's the polar, it's got the links to Everest. That is, but then again, Arch, the Explorer 2 isn't, on the grand scheme of things, that hyped.
No, I love it because I think as far as a one and done watch goes, I like the fixed bezel. The fixed bezel is fantastic. You know, I really like the fixed bezel, and
I do, Arch, but sometimes I think, wouldn't it be really nice to have a Pepsi? I have fantasies about a Pepsi, Arch, and I think that would hit the spot, Arch, on an Oyster band.
Yes, the Pepsi. But you know what? Don't you see yourself? Wouldn't you be better off, instead of putting more money into the watch, get a no-date sub? You'd love the no-date. You got a three-piece.
No, Arch. I need a date. I need a date on all my watches. I don't get the no-date thing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Get the date one. It's not. Yeah, go for it. By all means, get a date sub. Go for it, man.
I think when I come into a bit of money, Arch, I'll get a day date, a Pepsi, and a sub. Done. I'm out of the game, Arch. See you later.
Yeah. You really, would you buy anything for the wife, or you're not interested in buying anything for her?
So my partner's not into watches at all. She's not materialistic. She's very low maintenance, but I'd buy her some land to keep the horses on, because at the moment the horses are on land that we rent. So that's all I do, Arch. She'd be over the moon.
Oh, okay. This is in the UK. You rent land for horses.
Yeah, but it's just like stables where they are. It's just down the road from us.
How many horses do you have? They keep you poor, horses.
We've got 3. 2. I don't know the terminology, but I think they're called greys. We've got 2 greys and I don't know much about them, and a brown one. So yeah, that's what they're called.
And what do you do with them?
So my partner goes horse riding, takes our daughter as well. I think she quite enjoys the maintenance of it. She's always just grown up on horses. She's a country girl.
Oh my God. Does she expect you to pay for this hobby?
No, she pays for that. Her and her mother pay for all that, Arch.
Because vet bills can be very expensive.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more, Arch. So yeah, I don't fund any of those hobbies. That's all her.
Where did you meet her? At Harrods? This girl sounds expensive.
I met her at Harvey Nichols, Arch.
What was she doing there? Buying a Hoover?
No, we were actually working together. So this is when I was studying my master's. I met her there when she was working, and we hit it off.
You work at Harvey Nichols. That's kind of is that like a middle class store, Harvey Nichols?
I mean, I don't know what you mean by middle class, Arch, but it's got all the high end designers. It's arguably on the same level as Selfridges.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't know you came from that area.
Well, I don't live in London, Arch. I live in the southwest.
What's Marks and Spencer like?
Oh, it's lovely. I'll tell you what, Arch, the clothes in Marks and Spencer's are really good value. Whenever I go away, I buy a new tracksuit, and they've got some really swanky ones in Marks and Spencer. So before I go over to Malaysia, I'm going to hit up Marks and Spencer and get some tracksuits. I love traveling in tracksuits, Arch. Only when I'm on the plane, though, big boy.
Are you flying business?
No, I'll just do premium economy, Arch. Just picture this: an all black tracksuit. I've got the Explorer 2 popping out of the bottom of my tracksuit sleeve. Oh, it's just a look. It's just a look, Arch.
I completely understand what you're saying. Harvey Nichols, look, you're a very upmarket guy.
I don't know about that, Arch. I drive a Skoda, for fuck's sake.
It's a brand new Skoda, but that wasn't cheap. That wasn't cheap, really, was it?
Arch, it's expensive. It's expensive. but it's very good on. It's very economical. I get about 50 miles per gallon. And it's only a petrol. It's lovely. Archie, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
No, I'm just sending out a few links to some people here. As Clive sent me a big thing of Caprica. I don't know why. Why would he do that?
Caprica. I love Caprica.
I think you don't use too much of it. It's a bit overbearing if you put it on everything, you know? Caprica. Yeah, I got to tell you something. I'm actually thinking of myself, right? I really want to get back into the watches. I want to buy a gold IWC perpetual calendar. How does that sound? Gold perpetual calendar. They're good bang per buck. Amazing bang per buck. That's what I'd like to get. Bang per buck is important. You know, this is the whole thing. You've got to get the bang per buck right. There's no point doing it if you're not getting your bang. We've got HR department. He's jumped back on. Bang per buck. Bang per buck.
Arch, I heard you want to buy an IWC gold calendar. I've got to be honest, there certainly are some shitters in the mist. Why do you want to buy that, Arch? Get the gold day date.
Gold day date is substantially more money.
Just get the Jake the Yuppie special, the cheap dinged up one.
Yeah. I'm not. I want a chunky monkey.
I know IWC idiot watch company. Why are you buying IWC, Arch? You had that love affair with the engineer, and then that didn't really go anywhere. I don't understand the brand.
Look at these comments here. JT says, Arch, a 51-year-old man still trying to chase happiness by buying stuff. Most people have learned it won't work at that age.
Oh,
what does that mean?
I've got to be honest, Arch. This JT fella, he's coming out swinging tonight. He's been insulting me. I tell you what, I take my hat off to you, JT, because you've got some pretty good insults, but you seem very angry there, big boy.
Rancher says, IWC, I want complaints. It's a perpetual calendar.
Not complaints, Arch. Compliments. Arxley State High.
I want compliments. Okay, fair enough. I'll just show you a photo of one. Do you want to see a photo? My friend just got... This is a white gold one. You like white gold, don't you?
I want yellow gold. I want the fuckers to know.
Now have a look at this. This was a bargain. The guy paid about $60,000 Australian. Look at that. Is that really so terrible?
Yeah, that is awful, Arch. What the hell is that?
What's wrong with that? IWC Portuguese perpetual calendar white gold. Perpetual calendar. I mean...
Arch, get it? Why do you need that? This is just not what IWC are made for. This is horrific. If you buy this, I'm unsubscribing.
Seriously, 40 cost you £10,000.
Just think, Arch. Take that £10,000 and dump it into a day date. This is awful.
Compares to that.
I tell you what else. No. A Sky Dweller, Arch, on an oyster.
£10,000. What did
Just
you say
because
about
it's
an
cheap.
oyster?
Just because it's cheap doesn't make it good, Arch. I get the Sky Dweller on an oyster bracelet.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a fantastic piece.
It's garbage, Arch. Tristan, I just jumped on to warm the stream up. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the UK, so we need to jump off, big boy.
Hey, man, I really do thank you for coming on. It's been a bit quiet the last couple of days trying to get people on to talk. I had a bad night. By the way, I've got some money. I got 700 RMBs left. This is the end of my. I will be coming back soon. That's
lay off the capricas, Arch. Lay off the caprica.
I'm budgeting 100 RMB a day. That's my budget. This is what I'm trying to do. This is my budget. 100 RMB a day. That's how I'm going to survive. Okay.
Good luck, Arch.
You have a great time, man. Congratulations on the baby.
Thank you, Arch. When it's born, I'll do an unboxing for you of the baby.
Chance you could put Archie as his middle name?
Well, I said, what about Chesterfield or Paul or Pluder?
Yes.
Didn't really go down too well with the missus. She
didn't like it?
No, she thinks you're funny, but I don't think she wants our children named after you. I retract that.
That's okay. It was worth a try.
Art's got to go. See you later, mate.
Thank you, man. There we go, guys. We just had HR, professional warmer up. Come on, guys. Jump on. Let's talk watches. What do you think of this IWC? What do you think of that? Someone's effluent. Look, this is something I don't have the money for it. I'm saying this is a future purchase. You ask, where the whole thing is, these are grails. Wouldn't you think a big chunky monkey IWC would be a great bang per buck? I can wear it. It'll go in the box against the Breguet. What do you think of that? Hey? Watch Reporter, jump on and have some shtick going. Save Arch with some proper watch talk. Come on, jump on. Oh, look at this. Angelic Slayer. That appearance was like waiting for the codeine and Valium to kick in. Thank you so much. And speaking of star performers, I have got the world's best dog trainer. Hello, Mr. Goldberg. How are you, sir?
I am well, thank you. Now, where's Waldo? Where do you find yourself?
Okay, I'm not well. Okay, I had pizza last night, and they put so much paprika on it. You know, paprika. That's that.
Well, there's no such thing as caprica, but there is paprika. Pepper? Are you talking about pepper?
No, it's caprica. Paprika powder. It's called paprika powder. It's like an Indian sort of. And you know what? They also had durian pizza. What the fuck is durian pizza?
Smelly is what durian pizza would smell like. A combination of
They have no idea. You know, one thing about the Chinese, can I say that they have no idea how to make pizza?
Well, you should stick with KFC. Speaking of
we've got Watch Reporter on. Look at this. We got Watch Reporter. Have you met Watch Reporter?
No, we're actually ex-lovers.
Hey, Watch Reporter, how are you?
Oh, fantastic, Archie. Greetings to all. Mark. Greetings.
How are you, reporter?
It's great to have you on here. What's going on? Tell me, what have you done with your watches?
Oh, the watches are, the watches are watching, Archie. They're watching. I actually, I was thinking of your Breguet. It's actually, I understand where you're coming from. You want to get that bang for the buck with these, big gold shitters, but you gotta agree that it is a bit of a compromise. I mean, the Breguet, chronograph is, Daytona is a chronograph, right? Best of breed. Breguet, it's neither here nor there.
Breguet is a shitter. The inventor of the overcoil, worn by Napoleon. It's a shitter, according to.
It's a Phoenix brand. It's one of these Phoenix brands like Jacques Dro. It's you know how it is.
Yes.
Rolex Daytona. Look, best of breed. And also the JLC. The JLC is actually a nice watch. It's a very big watch. again, good bang for the buck. But it's listen, I'm actually a fan of a JLC. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's like a $9,000 watch, right? It's a good deal.
So you're a Rolex fanboy, basically, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You said Daytona. No. Fuck reggae. Daytona. Only Daytona.
No. If you're talking about a chronograph, you're talking about a sports watch.
Where does that accent come from? Because it sounds a little like New York mixed with you got something in your mouth. Are you eating right now?
Mark, you know a lot about guys having things in their mouth, I think.
I do. Actually, I could. Yeah, of course I do. Are you trying?
Mark, when was the last time you were at Man Country? When was the last time you were at Man Country?
Well, first off, you can't gay shame me, so there's that. But there was never anything called Man Country. I believe you're referring to Man's Country.
No. What's the place that Obama went? I'm actually fascinated with this. Did you ever meet Obama at the bathhouse?
I feel like you'd be a little ashamed to show up. Like you might have to keep your tighty whities on. Is that just my impression? Or anyway, no. You know what? I never met Obama, but I did bump. Rahm Emanuel kicked me out of an elevator, and he was the mayor here after he was done with being Obama's chief of staff.
No, but did Obama hang out at the bathhouse in Chicago? I mean, give us the inside scoop. I want to hear it from the source.
Not that I know. I hear he's hung, but not that I know. So tell me, why have you picked an 80-year-old racist fat man who made chicken as your avatar?
It's the Colonel.
Is it the 11th?
Why would you say he's a racist? The guy made good chicken.
Well, he was a Kentucky colonel back in the 30s, so I think it kind of goes without saying. Did you know that black people were not allowed in the first?
What, everybody in the South was racist? I mean, what is?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Exactly. I think it speaks for itself. Anyway, so back to your hatred for reggae.
Why would they be racist?
Your love of Rolex. Let's keep it horological. Tell us.
I'm actually listen, I'm not a fan of Rolex at all. I mean, if they make some nice watches. We're just talking about watches best of breed. If somebody's going to go with a chronograph, Rolex Daytona.
Chronograph.
No, that's a shitter, Mark. That's a shitter. That's a shitter on the wrist.
You know what?
I got to tell you something. I got to tell you, with Breitling, one thing I must admit is they got some amazing bang per buck. Like a big Breitling. To a lot of non-watch people, a Breitling is shiny, it's blingy, it ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah. And listen, it's not a shitter.
Mark is there when he's picking up the young boys at the bathhouse. That watch, he's got shiny, shiny object.
Watch reporter, you aged out on me a few years ago, and I know that's a hard blow for you. But actually, I like it. I like that it's shiny. It's
Mark,
the Schneider era.
Mark, is Patel Philippe like the type of? Is he a twink or a bear? Where would you rank Patel Philippe?
Who?
Patel Philippe. Where would
Let me ask you this: how has the Bentley been? Now, our good friend watch reporter bought a 15-year-old Bentley. How has that been?
17 years old. No, it's actually good. I actually just got the oil change the other day.
Is that legal?
And it's a great car. No, it's actually. I'm being 100%. It's the best car I've ever had.
I bet you got a deal because the Bentleys drop in value like a stone on the one hand. On the other hand, the automotive quality never leaves. They're wonderful cars, incredible.
No, it's a VW. It's a VW platform, right? So it's that, and actually the value is pretty stable, but very reliable. Very solid engine. I mean, it drives
stable because as you drive new out of the dealer, when you hit the curb, down goes 30% of your value.
And you got to buy these things. I think the best years for them were really like 06 to 13, maybe really 08 to 13. But I would love to get a slightly newer one. I'd like to get like a 2012. I'm looking, but the prices have been going up, so it's very difficult. It's very difficult. You can fit a lot of dogs in the back. It's a lot of space in the back.
I probably wouldn't put a dog in a Bentley to be honest with you. Well, maybe they have an SUV. Maybe in the way back of an
SUV. That SUV is basically like an Audi. That's an Audi, basically.
I see. Well, see, you know your stuff. I really don't know too much about cars. I just like the I like the one I have. It's not
Mark,
a good
what do you like more, Winks or Bears? What's your niche?
What's my niche? I mean, you know, I think everybody knows everything about me. Why do you want to talk about my sex life, though? I mean, I'm fascinated.
It's more interesting than Archie's Breguet. I mean, the Breguet's. I mean, it's a nasty.
Super chat from $10. Theo is saving the show. Pontiff, I was super chatting Tim just now because I thought OC was going to be your panelist, but as soon as I was told Mark and Watch Reporter were on, I jumped back here.
Mark, what do you think? Mark, what do you think of OC? What's is OC into Twinks or Bears?
I don't know. I've never seen a picture. I don't know. I don't care. I don't feel like there's anybody in the Archieverse who's fuckable.
What are you into? Tell me this. What are you into, Watch Reporter?
Yeah,
I'm into Asian women. I'm into Asian women 28 to 32.
Asian women are so beautiful. Oh my God. And actually, why, Archie, do you only go to Thailand? Why have you never been to Philippines? You go to China and Thailand, but what about the Phillies? The Philly Willies?
I'm all washed out. I've retired.
You're in China. What do you mean you're retired?
Archie, when do you think you're going to get a proper Patek Philippe, like a 3940, like the same watch that Philippe Stern has? I mean, if it's good enough for the man himself. Now, we have to admit,
honestly, I love my 5130. 5130 is kind of, that's done. 5130.
You know, I'm actually worried about Patek Philippe going downhill under the Thierry Stern regime. I mean, the watchers are becoming very, I don't know, they're losing, they're becoming too big. There are a lot of retro. It's going in the wrong direction. I mean, really, it's like, you know how it is. It's like it's one of those things where a company gets destroyed over 3 generations. You know, the grandfather starts it, the father really builds it up, and then the grandson, you know, he inherits it. And
you know what? You're right. 3 generations kill a company. That's what it takes.
That's what it is. He's driving it into the shitter. I mean, even your protege, what's his name, Tesla, he bought the shitter watch. I mean, that watch makes absolutely no sense. It's like a retro watch with it looks kind of like an annual calendar. Like you got those hour markers. I mean, if you're gonna go with a retro watch, just buy a vintage watch. Why would you buy a brand new watch that look? I mean, like if you want a big watch, you want a big perpetual, you get a JLC. JLC is I think JLC is better than Patek Philippe at this point. Archie,
I gotta be honest with you, Watch Reporter. I think this is a great watch. White gold. This is I'll tell you what. I'm happy.
I'll tell you what issue I have with this, Archie. The issue I have with this is that JLC makes a better world time than this. I would much rather go with JLC, and it's a more honest watch.
The disc doesn't rotate on JLC.
It doesn't rotate on the JLC. It sure does.
Is it really a world time if it doesn't rotate?
Yeah.
No. The JLC rotates. It doesn't. Are you sure about that?
Double check that.
No, I think it does. I think it does. And they're about. They
have Auckland as their home country.
Yeah, 12. No, I don't think they allow third world countries on that watch. But no, I think it's actually it does rotate. I think it's called the what is it? It's a weird name. It's not called the World Timer. I think it's called something else.
But that's funny.
I got to tell you seriously, that's enough. Marky, what do you think? You see, that's enough or not, Marky?
That's beautiful. I mean, it's a little.
I mean, that's enough.
The ultimate sex tourist watch is you want something that maybe like an Omega World Timer. I mean, in gold. I mean, that watch can take a beat.
Neo, $10. Question for each panelist. Please describe in detail the type of man who would boot Bear for OC. Please be honest.
I would say
for starters, Bear was never booted. He's taking some time off.
Yeah.
He's welcome every day. Every day I run a stream, I send a link to him.
I'm more like a open heart watch and a skeleton watch. Skeleton eyes watch kind of person.
I got to tell you, Watch Reporter, the Mark Goldberg is simply the best dog trainer in the world. This guy here.
Yeah, he trained my dog. I said to my dog, and next thing you know, the dog came back, was licking my asshole like it was no tomorrow. I mean, it was worth every penny. It was worth to get the
So now, oops, he's gone.
I
didn't just for the record.
Clear a little bit there. I've done something. You know what, Marky? I want to talk to you personally.
Wait. Okay, I want to talk to you too. But for the record, before the peanut gallery jumps all over me, I didn't do that, Archie.
You're just getting a little bit personal. I want to talk to Marky. In all honesty, I want to talk to you.
Always happy to talk to you.
I want to say to you, I'm actually having at the moment. I've had, bloodletting. You know bloodletting, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I feel collecting is like that. I wanted to talk to you alone. I'll be honest with you, Marky. I just wanted to talk to you alone and have a bit of a quiet.
Let's end the stream and let's pretend we've ended the stream and we're just having a therapy session, you and me.
Mark, I got to be honest with you. Jokes aside, seriously, for me, you got to know your limit. You know, this really is. I'll be honest with you, Marky. This watch here is enough for me. That's it. World time. Fuck. You know what, Mark? I know my limit. I know my place. I've got a white guy. It has no papers. It's got service papers. You know what? I paid next to nothing. Oh, I've got a good price on it. Okay.
You don't wear the box and you don't wear the papers now, do you?
No. So I'm really happy with that, right?
Yeah.
The other watch, let me just show you, okay? So the other thing I really enjoy is I've been enjoying chunky monkeys, okay? Now, you've been there yourself, right? Like, you want some bang. Like, I'm so fucking sick of Rolex, because the reality is with Rolex, it's nah. You know what I mean? It's a nah sort of watch, isn't it? You know, Rolex is such crappy bang per buck. We want some bang for our buck. You know what I mean? And Mark, you've always been a value shopper yourself there. You're wearing a Breitling. You know what? I would wear a Breitling. I'll show you. Can I show you a Grail for me, Marky? Do you want to see a Grail, Marky? I'll bring up a Grail. If I had, see, I don't particularly, like Watch Reporter says, oh, where's Marky gone? Marky's fallen off. Marky will be back. This is a Grail for me. I don't know what happened to Marky. Jump back on. Look at this. This is a Grail. Look at that. Rancher's on, joining me. Hey, Rancher, how are you?
Oh, hey, I'm sorry I didn't get the part you wanted to talk to Mark alone. Sorry, my bad.
No, you can stay on. It's okay. We just I want to talk to Marky. This is a Grail. What do you think of this? This is a Grail. My friend owns this watch. We got a bit of action there. Look at that. It's a beautiful, look at that. This is just a beautiful watch for a man to have. Look at it. It's just fucking incredible. It's incredible watch. Look at that. It's just superb. Look at this. Superb. Mark Goldberg's on. Marky. Hello, Mark. He's coming. That's a Grail for me. You know what? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It doesn't matter. That's what I like to do in my life. I've been enjoying some big chunky monkeys. We were talking about chunky monkeys. Let me show you my chunky monkey collection. I like a chunky monkey. And this here is the JLC solid gold. Look at this. Big money. A few years ago, it was, these were huge money. They don't make it anymore. They dropped it. And they're just amazing bang per buck. Solid gold. Just beautifully done. What do you think of that, Marky?
It's beautiful. And I think it would
I'm
get.
into chunky monkeys, okay? I'm into chunky, okay? Chunky monkey, right?
Look,
And for me, I got to be honest with you. You know what? I got to be very conscious of the bang and the buck, because
times are tough.
the big thing with me is these things are expensive. Watches are expensive. I gotta live within my means. You know, so many people.
When did that happen?
Well, how do I pay for it, Mark? Fuck.
I don't know. How have you been doing? I remember like 10 boxes coming to your house in 2 weeks. Have you seen the light?
I'm gonna pull up a picture for you. Sorry?
I said, have you seen the light? Have you reformed since only 6 months ago? You were buying boxes like it was out of style and then trying to fill them?
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Listen, we call it retail therapy. You know, retail therapy is when you just buy shit to make yourself feel better, but it always blows up in your face when you do that.
Now, Marky, you are 100% right. Let me show you something there. I'll show you what's happening with the boxes, right? This is my Skeletto del Tempo box. And I got to tell you, honestly, I've gotten rid of a few pieces here. I got rid of the Tudor. I gave it to my son. Well, I think that's a great gift to give to a kid. What do you think?
I think that's a watch that can literally see him through his entire life. It's a great one. It's a great gift.
And I sold the Reverso, Mark.
Wow. Well, you've had a few Reversos in your lifetime. Maybe you'll get another one someday.
I honestly don't. I'm keeping, you know what watch means the most to me?
Oh, dear God. Don't get that cursor off that Zenith.
Wow. I love it, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what you think.
You do know what I think.
I'm buying the leather strap at Christmas time for myself for that watch. That's a Christmas present to myself.
You sold the JLC for that.
This is such a beautiful watch.
Yeah, it's all right.
I love chronographs.
Yeah.
Marky, I love chronographs now.
Okay. Well, it's a phase.
You believe in reincarnation, Mark?
I believe in chronographs. I believe in phases. Yeah, okay, sure. I do. Who's come back? Who's in that watch?
Well, what I'm trying to say, it's just such a beautiful thing, you know?
I do. I know, and I know it has terrible and sentimental value to you. I get it. You know,
the thing is, I must admit, I hated the watch when I saw pictures of it, the shotgun wound, right? As Rancher would say. Remember he'd say the shotgun. But you know what? It's actually a very cool watch. And did you know, I thought it only had 2 functioning registers. That is actually the 3rd register here. That's just the normal seconds.
Yeah, just a little hard to read. Yeah. Listen, we have a super chat from Neo that we should look at.
We got a super chat from Neo. $10, Neo. Ever since you booted Bear, you are living in China guest house bedroom with all your worldly possession. Maybe it's time to return home. What do you think? Bear, 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 bear. I'm coming home in a week and a half.
Now, what are you going to do for the next 10 days in China?
I'm not going to tell you what I won't be doing is eating Caprica pizza anymore. Fuck me dead. Do I feel shit?
Well, you know, maybe you should stick to Chinese food when you're in China.
I know. I was greedy. Mark, I was greedy. You got to stick to Chinese food when you're in China. You know?
I mean, don't they have steamed pork buns like the one you sent me? Don't they have
I know, they do. I just got greedy. I wanted something. I don't know why I wanted Italian food in China. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not even sure it really qualifies as Italian food. I don't know what it is, but Italian it probably isn't.
Since when did Italians use pineapple and durian?
Never. They don't have either. Well, they probably, I don't know. No, never. No, nobody ever said manja a durian. Although durian does not, guys, durian is incredibly expensive. When you cut it open and package a section of it, and you wrap it in cellophane, which is what they do in the markets in China, it looks like a lobster tail. It kind of looks exactly.
I'm sorry, I did boo Watch Reporter. I just didn't like Watch Reporter's okay, but he's just having a sniper. I don't think anyone's sexuality is fair game.
Yeah, just wanted the guys to know I didn't do that. I didn't ask for that. It's Archie's show, and Archie can have on here whoever he wants. Even
yeah, but you know what I mean. I don't think it's fair to have a go at somebody's sexuality. I mean, you can say anything.
I don't mind that, but he always turns it over to the.
No, it annoys me. It annoys me. Why would you even say it?
I understand. You love gay men.
It just annoys me. I like to have people who have. One thing I love about you, Mark, and I count you as a really good friend.
Well, good. I'm glad you do.
One thing I really like about you had the courage to pursue happiness.
Got to do what you got. Man's got to do. Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
And I mean, as you told me, Arch, she would have done anything for you. Now you tell me.
It's true.
Arch, she would have done anything for you.
I believe.
And I go in the bedroom, anything.
Guys, he's talking about Dr. Wang, who actually knew quite a lot about she knew a lot about anatomy because she was a doctor. So she knew everything. Hey, we've got another super chat from Thomas Burnett.
Thomas Burnett, have you any marzipan left, Arch? No, it's all gone. The marzipan is gone. Actually, the lady of the house, you know what she's just gone and done? I told her I was vomiting. I said I was making love to your toilet last night.
Wait, is this the lady with the Pearl Master and the small Rolex?
Yes, she's gone and sprayed the whole fucking toilet with Dettol.
What's that?
Yeah, that's an antiseptic Dettol. It's that.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't want to get public. She doesn't want to get flu from you. You could be.
It's not flu. It's fucking food poisoning from being a pig. Jesus Christ.
What do? Do you just like wander around wherever you can walk and whatever smells good you go in? How are you eating there? Or are you calling it in?
I got to be honest with you. I was supposed to eat just nice noodles is what I'm supposed to eat.
Noodles, nice little broth, some cold sesame noodles.
Mark, I want to ask you something, okay?
Yeah.
Do you listen to other people for your collection, or what do you do? Turn your camera back. I want to see your cheery face.
I'm gonna try, but I might run out of bandwidth because I switched to a different.
Okay. Turn it off. Turn it off then. Turn it off if that's the case.
Let's give it a try, just to see if I have the bandwidth. If we get anyway. Mark, that's.
By the way, let's have a quick plug of your book. How is the dog training going? Tell me this.
Yeah, it's good. I'm busy. I don't have a book handy, but I wrote a lot. I wrote several books with a co-author, my good friends. Anyway,
you went to stay with the monk. Now, Marky sent me a beautiful picture. Yeah. You were staying with your friend, the monk. What's he up to? Give us some update. Give me some gossip.
Gossip at a monastery, there's very little. It's But I had a number of meals with the monks and
I'm going to bring this photo up. The thing I like about this photo, you look like you were having fun there.
Yeah,
I'm just going to call the picture up. This is Marky at the monastery. Look at this.
Big group of students.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. Now Bear would recognize the onion domes.
So, what nationality is this, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, they're Orthodox, so they're American Orthodox, which is the same as Greek Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, Ukrainian, or they're Orthodox. You ought to know this because you're born, I believe, Orthodox, or were you Catholic before you fell off the wagon?
I was Catholic.
Anyway, I see. Well, they're Orthodox, same as the Greeks, the Russians, the Ukrainians.
But I was married in an Orthodox church first time around.
I see. Got it. Okay.
Oh, they're Russian Orthodox.
Well, they're not. Nobody there is Russian. They're by ethnicity. Most of them are Eastern American, from the Eastern European thing. And they're very, I don't know, they're very accepting people. Like they know all about me and I know all about them, and we have a great deal of mutual respect, which is very nice. And although I'm not a religious person, I'm a little spiritual. So I, when I'm up there, I attend their services to be respectful. Super chat.
We've got a super chat. Wayne's World, $2.80. Hi, Archie. Lolex got an electric car. Porsche gone. No. I don't believe that. No.
I mean, I drove an electric car for a week when I rented it. And although the pickup is very cool because they just they rocket forward, it kind of freaked me out, not knowing where, if it needed a charge, where I could charge it. So I didn't care for that.
Ukrainian Orthodox are Catholic but conduct services as I don't understand that. What the fuck?
Neither would they. I mean, I've discussed this with them, and really it goes back down. It goes to the schism between the churches thousands of years ago, between Rome and Constantinople. So it is true that the once Roman Catholic Church split into two, and there are a lot of similarities, I guess, but. Anyway, they don't have a pope. Their priests get married.
Yes. But, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I think it's probably healthy.
Yes.
Probably a healthy thing.
It exactly is right. Actually, the funny thing is, the Ukrainian Catholic priests, they also could get married.
Well, then they were Orthodox. They probably weren't Catholic because
No, they're Catholic. I'm in the faith, Marky. That's my wheelhouse.
Okie dokie.
But
who knew?
You know what?
Look, long short, I think it's kind of a healthy thing that you don't force.
How many days did you stay at this retreat? It looks like can they turn it into a luxury resort and spa?
It's a little Spartan, but they do guests do go there for retreat. Obviously, I was there for work and as well as friendship. Sometimes I just go for retreat or to see my friends when there's not.
This looks amazing. It's in the countryside. You can go for walks. Do you take your dog with you?
If you want to really see the place, really, then go to their website.
But let me ask you this: do you take your dog with you when you go here?
They do not encourage people to bring random dogs. You can bring your dog. You can go hiking with your dog, but they don't want strange dogs loose on the property because they've got their German Shepherds, all over the property being walked, sometimes loose. So they just want people that come visit to keep their dogs on a leash. But yeah, otherwise you can do that. People do it.
And tell me this: when you go there, do you just meditate? What do you do yourself?
I drink alcohol and I work, and we eat well. We have a tipple. I have a Negroni before bed. We watch TV, but we work our asses off because there's a lot of work to be done at a monastery. So,
like what sort of work?
Well, this was all news to me when I first became friends with these guys. But nobody pays for their survival. So all monasteries have businesses, and they have a couple, but their primary businesses it just was how they sort of wound up. They became famous for breeding and selling dogs, puppies. So they have a very nice breeding program where they sell nicely bred German Shepherd puppies. That's so people buy puppies from them. In fact, people get on waiting lists and wait years to get one of their puppies. And then also too, anybody with any breed can send their dog up there for training. And so they train dogs, which is what I go there to assist with. And then they also write books about dogs, which I also assist with that too now these days. But their older books are pretty famous, and they're best-selling authors. Before they ever met me, they were best-selling authors about dog books.
Amazing. Now tell me this: are they into luxury watches?
Well, actually, I got Brother Christopher. I was trying to bring him over to the dark side on watches. The answer to this question is yes, Burping Heart, Monks of New Skeet. or my buddies and colleagues now. Anyway, I tried to get Brother Christopher slowly into dive watches. A few years ago, I got him an Orient Mako, and to just start him off kind of slow. Plus, they've taken the vow of poverty, so I didn't want to, give him anything too expensive. And he loved it, and he wore it for several years, but eventually he needed to switch to an Apple Watch so that he could use apps that became important to his health and running the monastery. So sadly, I almost had him, but he's gone over to the dark side with the Apple Watch.
Tell me this. I have fantasies, Marky. I have had fantasies.
Have you now? I'm not sure.
If I was starting from scratch, I would like to be a Tudor collector.
If what? If what now?
If I was starting from scratch,
yeah,
I would like to have solely Tudor or solely JLC. What do you think of that?
Well, JLC is not a scratch brand. It's that's a luxury, high horology brand.
Secondhand, it plummets like the Titanic. It sinks like the ship.
I know they are undervalued, but that just makes them a really good value. But I don't think they're equivalent. I think Tudor is a solid mid-tier tool watch. I think JLC.
Let's face it, Marky. If you were going to design a collection, Tudors. Okay, let's look at Tudors. You'd go for a Black Bay. Okay, burgundy preferably. I like burgundy because it's unique.
I have
You'd
that.
Go for a Tudor Black Bay Pro. That's the Explorer 2.
Chronograph. I'd get the chronograph. I don't like that little chubby Pro. But
as the chronograph, you go for the Monte Carlo. The blue Monte Carlo.
Yeah, the old, that is cool, or the Tudor Tiger. But I have the new one, the Tudor Panda. I like that.
That's a great watch.
Yeah. What about?
And the other option is, if you went Breitling, you'd go for a Super Ocean Heritage too.
Wait, I'm not done with Tudor. There's one Tudor watch that I crave. I have never bought this one Tudor watch that I really want, because they're stupidly expensive. They're rarely available. If I buy it, I'll have to get buried in it. I'll never be able to sell it. But what do you think of the Tudor Advisor?
Okay, that's their alarm.
Yeah.
Clock watch, right?
Correct.
Let's bring it up on the screen and have a look there. I actually, you know what else I like in Tudor? Can I just throw something else at you?
Yeah. Double Eagles.
It's
a little too big.
One.
It's a little too big.
These tuners, Marky, look at these. Look at this. If you wanted to add value,
you know what though? It's a huge catalog, and a lot of it is garbage. The catalog is way too big.
What I don't understand is what the fuck. This here, what's this? The Claire de Rose.
I'm telling you, they have an enormous catalog filled with garbage. There's only a few classics that are really any good.
Yeah, I like the Pelagos FDX. That's a great watch.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm not big on fixed lugs because, you're stuck with basically like NATO straps, which I don't like. But okay, but the watch is cool.
But look at this Tudor Black Bay. Don't you think that's it? I mean, you'd probably get it on the. Would you get it if you were buying a Black Bay now? I mean, I'd buy it secondhand. I get the faux rivets. I love me faux rivets. But you'd get it on the Jubilee bracelet, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. But I have the original one with the ETA movement, which is, every bit as nice as those.
The white Tudor.
Yeah, all they ever do, they just throw a different color dial on it and pretend like it's going to be rare, and then they flood the market.
These never went anywhere. The standard Tudor Black Bay, the Black Bays. What did they? If they just had a 369 dial, they would be fucking so fucking hot, don't you think?
Here's the thing. They are very well-made watches, but you just have to buy them to enjoy them and not think that they're going to hold value or worry about ever being able to sell them. They're not terrific about value, but then again, today, what's good with value? Most value is like, buy the watch you like. I don't know. Personally, if I'm spending that much money for a watch, I think I'd rather have an Omega than a Tudor, to be honest. Or a Breitling.
You know, Breitling has some amazing bang per buck. You remember that they were so popular. I mean, Marky, you go back 15 years when Watch Reporter's Bentley was new. Breitling had some amazing stuff.
And his girlfriend wasn't born yet. Yes, continue.
Has he got a young girlfriend? I never really.
I don't know. The guys were razzing him, saying his car and his girlfriend were the same age. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, look, I love a Bentley. I wish I had the balls to buy a secondhand Bentley, Mark.
Yeah, my ex-father-in-law bought like a Bentley that had originally sold for like $300,000, and he bought it for about 60.
Yeah, there's a good reason for that, Marky.
I think it had a 12-cylinder engine, though. I mean, you have to be willing to pay for the maintenance, but I once heard somebody say anybody can afford a Porsche, but not everybody can afford to maintain a Porsche. And I think that's doubly true of Bentley. Even a Rolls Royce.
Why is Neo so angry? Why are you angry, Neo?
Maybe it's eventually syphilis goes to the brain. I'm not real sure.
I don't understand why Neo, we need your support.
We do.
We need your support.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
You know, Joe?
What's going on?
Hey, we got a super chat here. Little Dave, $2. I'm sick of Tudor. Dave, big chunky cake. It's irritating.
I'm just gonna mute Joe until his environment is a little quieter. Yeah. You know what? Little Dave's not wrong. Maybe you got a little wrist, Little Dave, but you need a big manly wrist to pull off a Tudor. It's true they can be pretty chunky, irritatingly thick. Yeah. They can.
And what's Joe up to? What's he got here? What do you got here, Joe?
Joe looks like he's a watchmaker with a bench there.
Oh, wow. He is too. It's a ladies' Rolex.
We're going to unmute you so you can talk to us there, Joe. Is that a fake or is that a real one?
This is my mother's genuine.
Oh, how nice.
That's a genuine mother of pearl or aftermarket mother of pearl?
That is an aftermarket dial.
Yeah. Yeah, it still looks beautiful.
I have a peek here at the movement.
So that's
yeah.
Joe, are you a watchmaker?
Of sorts.
Amateur?
Yeah.
All right, though. You got some equipment, though. And of course,
what movement does this use? This is a 69173. What movement does it use?
How do you even know that, Archie? That's amazing.
I've had a few of these. They're kind of the 16233 of the ladies. Great
2135.
That's a workhorse movement, that.
Yep, it's like a tiny version of a 3135.
They would have used that for years then.
Yeah, this watch just got done being serviced today, so.
And you did the service?
Not on this one. I am an enthusiast. I had this done by a professional.
I see.
Well, Mom appreciates you not taking her watch apart with needle nose pliers.
Oh, yes. Well, you see what happened is when I bought this 16613, she gave me a bunch of shit about it.
Did she?
And so then I got her this watch for her 60th birthday, and now all of a sudden it's okay for me to have mine. That's how that works.
Of course. Now Archie and I both, each of us had a 1663, which is the older bluesy. Gold through the buckle or no gold through the buckle?
Yep. Solid links.
Oh, okay, nice. Archie had gold through the buckle. I myself did not.
Yeah, we got gold through the buckle as well.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's got the holes, as you can see.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. I do like the transitional model with the Rialt that is engraved, but didn't really have the opportunity to buy that one.
I got to tell you, Mark, I actually had a black dial sub as well, 216613 at one stage, black dial. That I fucking loved it, Mark. That's such a cool watch.
Oh, that 16613 I had went with me all over the world. I went on cruise ships with it, all kinds of fun stuff.
What made you sell it?
Eventually, I realized that Rolex was ripping us off with, in my case, hollow center links and a stamped clasp.
Yep, that's the truth.
And eventually, it just completely pissed me off. I think more than anything else, it was the clasp. It just felt so cheap, like it felt Seiko-esque, and that was, And then of course I discovered ceramic bezels. I mean, if you like vintage, that's a lovely piece. It's kind of neo-vintage, but it's a beautiful watch. But I don't know. I'm just happier with like your modern bluesy Archibald. It's got a good clasp.
Yeah, I must admit, the big thing, I didn't like ceramic to start with. I thought it was a little bit chunky, that style was, but the thing that won me over, Mark, is the clasp. And the only thing that pisses me off, I would love if they did ceramic with a holes case, because I love the utilitarian. You could just whap a strap on, you could put a NATO on. Rolex have been real cunty lately, and what they've done is you can't even swap bracelets. Like you got a 20 mil end link, you can't swap bracelets. They're fucking nasty. You know what I mean, Marky?
I do, but some of my favorite videos of yours are you and a tool and a toothpick trying to change the strap on a Rolex. You get a little bit.
Yes.
You are a gentleman who gets easily frustrated trying to change your own straps, but you can't run to the watchmaker every time you want to do that. So you do have to learn it. And I've had frustrating moments also with, there's a reason they call them spring bars, because the little fuckers tend to spring all over the place. My big tip for everybody. Now, Joe, you look like a semi-professional, and this tip, you do not need this tip, but I'll tell you what really helped me was to just, when I set the watch on the table, to just put it on a towel, so that if something springs out of it, it just kind of lands with a soft thud and it doesn't bend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit goes flying across the room.
You'll never fun. No, worse yet if it screws, because those are like irreplaceable.
Yes.
Yeah, I had one fly across the house.
I was going to say the worst fucking bracelets I find. Omega has some, with the Speedmaster, I thought they had a solid screw, but it's actually got two. It's just the most stupid fucking system you could possibly think of.
And I don't know. I don't know if it was just mine, but some of these Omega bracelets use a Loctite on them that even my watchmaker has found very, very difficult to get apart. So they're just basically super gluing some of these screws in. They're not using Loctite that you can just heat up and back the screw out. They're like super glue.
Oh yeah, that stuff. You can use the blue Loctite. It's not as bad as the red stuff. The red stuff, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Can you get a liquid to dissolve the Loctite?
Some people heat it up. They hit it with a torch, but if you the jewelers, they do that stuff.
I see. It's God, it's that Loctite itself there, it's a real bastard. The worst thing you can use in watches is glue. I hope you never use glue.
Oh no. No. That's hideously horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, glue is terrible.
You know, Archie, you had my favorite watch in the whole world ever. And that was the solid gold sub you had. To me, I always wanted that watch. I've either a 16618 or a 16808. That's like the older, you know, with the nipple dial.
Yeah. Well, there's some early ones had nipple. Not all of them did.
Right. Woo, I always wanted one of those, man. But you gotta. That's a big boy watch now.
Well, you're young. You got plenty of time. I have the granddaddy of them all, which is the solid gold bluesy.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's very nice. I've insured it because honestly, I was afraid to wear it anywhere. Loss, damage, you know, I kind of covered it for all of that nonsense, and now it feels a lot more wearable. But it's really, you know what? Honestly, though, the best part of that watch is the dial, and you get that on the bluesy anyway.
Right.
On the two-tone.
Right. Is that a prior ceramic? The one you have?
Yeah, I've got the 40 millimeter. It's now, you know, in 41 millimeter. And really, the only difference is I don't know. I'm not sure I care. The bracelet's wider a little bit. I think on the mine's 20, and I think the bracelets are 21. And so, you know, they're going to be a little heavier. And also the clasps are much bigger. The writing changed from gold to white. But you know, who cares? I don't think any of that matters. If you can get either one of them, it's fine. They're almost interchangeable.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's the one I want. One day I'm going to get one somehow.
Yeah, do it. Think about it. And actually, they're available under retail now. Although that's not saying much because Rolex has jacked retail up so much in the last couple of years that saying that a watch is under retail isn't as meaningful as it would have been. You know, when I first found Archie, who was correctly pointing us at buying used watches because they were half the price. It's not half the price anymore, but they are a better deal used, honestly.
The cheapest I've ever seen one was for about 22,000, 16618. 808s I always see way more, just because they're more vintage, I guess. You usually see them with a plastic crystal.
Yeah, that's a 5-digit, and that's not a bad price. But you get into the 6 digits, and they get pricier.
Yeah, that's way out of my range.
Well, you keep doing you. You get time. There was a time when I thought, when I bought my first Rolex, which was a 34 millimeter date, I didn't get the 36 millimeter date just because I didn't think I could afford it.
We got a super chat, Yankee Doodle, $2. Do you think Tudor would ever do a ceramic bezel?
Well, that'd be nice.
You know, the funny thing is they did the ceramic bezel on the Super Ocean Heritage, but it's supposed to be a retro watch. Retro watches didn't have ceramic bezels. You know what I mean?
You know what? The Pelagos has a ceramic bezel, and so does the FXD, but they're matte finish. They're not the shiny Rolex finish. So they've already done it. They've already introduced ceramic bezels, and their first one was like when that Pelagos came out. That was like 5 years ago. Quite a while ago now.
Yes, exactly right. It's I got to tell you the Tudors themselves they always try and keep Tudor below Rolex. They very Rolex. It's one of these things. They try and keep it below Rolex because they don't want to fuck with the formula. They don't want to fuck with their formula.
They don't want to outshine the big brand. They don't want to outshine it.
Exactly. You can understand why they would do that. It's
they're probably not allowed.
It's exactly right, exactly right. And I mean, hey, it's one of these things. It's you know, the thing is with Tudor, I really do love the way they bring out modern sporty things. Tudor's trying to become so trendy. They got to ditch the Royal line, but the Royal line is a fucking disaster. That's the Tudor Royals. I really, you know, we were talking before there. I'll tell you one watch I really do like is the Black Bay P01. Thomas Burnett had that at the house. That's a very unique.
Oh yeah,
what do you think? You know,
that was very unloved when it first came out, and then it sort of people settled in. That the hate diminished on that one.
They haven't really. Tudor doesn't seem to. The thing I don't understand is why. I think Tudor brings out too much stuff because they seem to have the resale value doesn't seem to be that great.
Nope.
Archie, don't you have this watch that's on the cover?
Which one's that? Oh, no, I've got the Tudor. I actually gave it to my son.
Oh.
And it had the oyster bracelet. I gave that to my son.
Because I remember the story.
I buy secondhand. I don't like to buy new.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I don't see the value. I really don't see the value in buying new.
Yeah, me either. I went to the Tudor dealer and they gave me this awesome book. They didn't even charge me anything for it. It's killer. It's pretty impressive. I like they make the vintage style riveted bracelet.
It's funny you say that. I got that same book at Heathrow Airport. I got the same book. It's a great book. That's a great book, actually.
Yeah, it's nice. I like this one.
Really cool. Yeah, that's a great book. And let me get mine. You hang on there. I didn't really even have a chance to look at it, to be honest with you. Oh, I got a different Tudor on the front. I got this one on the front. Can you see my book?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the model before it?
Yeah. I like the Tudors because they kind of remind me of a vintage sub.
Yes. Yeah, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. I personally, I always go for the colors that are unique. Tudor Black Bay, look, I don't think you can go. I like the Pelagos. I'm not a titanium watch fan, but I think the Black Bay, they're a great watch. And they've got the in-house movement as well. You know, Tudor did the swap with that's a really good book. I think that's a great book.
They did the swap with Breitling, but we have a super chat to attend to.
We have a super chat. Thank you. We got a super chat. Pavel, what's in the cage?
Put
Whose
it back
cage?
Up. Put it on. You took it off. I had it on the screen. Click it.
How you doing?
Well, what's in the cage?
Watch investor, you need to get some decent watches. I'm afraid to tell you this, but fuck, man, there's more to life than buying fucking cheap garbage. Can I say that to you?
I mean, I like my watches to be like the open heart and skeletonized stuff.
All of them. It's just secondhand garbage. I wouldn't. I kind of, it just makes me vomit. You got to put some money in hobby. You got to put some money into the hobby and buy some beautiful things. Life's too short to wear garbage. Can I say that to you?
I mean, it's in the eyes of the collector. Some people don't like certain brands or certain designs.
Yeah.
Super
Well,
chat.
I mean, I don't know. I just can't stand garbage, you know? Tell me this, Joe, what do you think? Where's the line between garbage and luxury? Tell me this.
Well, I would say it's like you said that one time. Everything below $2,000 is generally a shitter. And I'm a firm believer in that. However, I would make an exception for Seiko. Seiko is, I'm going to say, this isn't a grand Seiko either, I'm afraid to admit. But I've had this watch for about 19 years, and I'm a diver. I dive in caves, shipwrecks. This watch has been over 100 feet deep in the ocean endless times, and the movement is impeccable. It's never even been serviced one time. So if you had to buy a watch in the shitter price range, I would say that's probably the only exception. Everything else, I would say, try to get yourself an Omega, maybe a Datejust, stainless, something like that, because it's a watch that's going to last forever. Me and my wife, we're working people. We work outdoors with machinery, and we wear our Rolex every single day. And it's an investment that you'll have for the rest of your life. And it's like you said on that one episode, where if you take all the days of your life and you divide it up by the price of the watch, the shitter is going to cost you more, because you would have had to buy 30 of them in order to achieve the same amount of time that you got out of one premium watch. So to me, it's a no-brainer,
That's a very good way of putting it, Joe. We got a super chat from Patel Philippe, $2.80. Got the vintage vibe, wearing the 5320 perpetual calendar today. Well done.
Well done. But you did skip one, and I kind of want to answer the one you skipped. I appreciate you skipping it for me, but I'm going to highlight it and answer the question. SR Bell, I would happily answer that question, but the problem is, first you have to tell me how tall you are. Moving along. Thank you. I don't know how tall you are, but you did appear on the we did appear on the panel together one time. So I would say definitely you.
I got to say, Watch Collector also was having a go at Tan and Kesslow's perpetual calendar.
Jake wants to know. Yeah, that's funny. Everybody wants to know. You know what? What was that? How much was that? I think that super chat was $5. I don't feel like that's adequate. I don't think you get that much information for $5. I apologize for that, but yeah, no. Jake, I'll tell you. These guys are fucking funny. All right. Archie, take control. You don't leave me hanging. Okay, great. We have another super chat here. Patel Philippe, $5. 27. Archie, read this, would you? Oh shit, he's gone. God damn it, Joe, it's you and me.
Oh man,
It's you and me and Collector Invest. We're in charge.
he'll be back.
Yeah, he better be back. All right.
But I'm saying I'm unlimited income too, so
What? Could you say
I'm
that?
unlimited income.
You're unlimited income. Yeah, no shame in that.
And I want an automatic watch.
Listen, I
The
have
Seiko.
I got a few of those. Seiko makes it. Yeah, Seiko, Hamilton. Nothing wrong with a Bulova. save your pennies and get a Doxa. I don't know. I disagree with Archie. I own an enormous number of watches in the $300, $500, and $2,000 range.
And
like a lot.
plus, I'm a special needs too.
There you go. Well, good. You enjoy your watches. I think Archie should take it a little easy on you. But okay. Patel Philippe, $2.79 Canadian. Fella and Humble Pine also have a 5230 at 5320G, homie. Sounds good. All right. Well, I don't feel like Archie should pick on you. I think Archie should give you a pass, collector.
Oh yeah.
I could invest into smaller watches, and then later on when they go up, I can trade them in, get more cheaper watches, doubling my money over time.
Yeah.
And then once after I get enough money from trading in that, might get a more expensive watch.
I think where people go wrong, and I'm definitely guilty, is people have been asking me for years how many watches I have, and I never really knew, but I have an estimate now. Because I've just kind of my best guess is somewhere between 50 and 60 is
Wow.
Is how many watches I have. But in terms of like how many of them are like good watches, what Archie would call like really good watches, I don't think it's more than, if I'm being really generous about it.
I think Star King might be getting better and better over time. That's one Chinese brand watch I'll probably buy out of a bunch.
I have a few watches made in China that are shockingly good. They've gotten very, very good at producing watches. Very good. But
What
anyway,
is hideously frightening is the fact that I could show you these super clone Rolexes that are Chinese, and they're stupidly convincing. I mean, especially the Daytonas. It's like scary. I mean, when you start looking at it with a loop, you can tell, but still, they could definitely scam.
wait, when you start looking with a loop, you can tell from the movement once you've opened it, or are you talking about externally?
Yeah, because the Rolex 3135, usually that's the one they like to clone on, let's say the subs, the date just, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
because that one's been around so long, they had time to tool it up.
Yeah, it was made from 1988 to like 2022 or something like that. So there's tons of them out there.
I think Star King actually made their own watch instead of copying a watch.
Well, I've seen those super clones, and most people say they're pretty damn close. Is that a dog or a parrot, collector?
That's a dog.
I see. Maybe put it in the other room and close the door so we don't hear it.
He is in the other room.
Close the. I get trained to stop that kind of thing. Gets on my nerves, I'll be honest. So, guys, I have WhatsApped Archibald, and he tells me he's coming back. Hopefully soon. Collector, I'm gonna mute you until you deal with that dog, but unmute yourself once you've got the dog shushed up a little bit.
Yeah, one thing I do like about the super clones is if you ever want to get into watchmaking and watch repair, like I have one here, this black sub I use for practicing working on the 3135 movement. And this thing is like, this is like a $600 clone. So it's pretty decent, but still, when you compare, I've compared both of them right next to each other, a real sub and this one, and you can still tell the difference, but it is possible to.
Guys, I got to say goodbye. Apparently, Satan's Kitten tells me we're leaving for the movies like now. So
okay, Marky, thank you so much for coming on, man. We love you. Thank you, man. I had a really good chat to you.
I know.
I love to watch talk with you, Marky.
Take care, everybody. Love you guys. And Archie, you've missed one super chat from SR Bell, which you'll have to go back and deal with. Take care, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. We got SR Bell there. Mark, would you let Ross Rachel Brady insert himself into you for 50,000? We'll take it. Yes, we will. Now, Joe, you got what watch are you wearing there? You're comparing the Tudor. You got a Tudor there.
Oh no, we were actually just talking about he was talking about some of the lower tier watches and some of the Chinese stuff, and we were talking about some of these super clones that they got now that are just hideously frightening. Because up front they kind of look real, but you know, when you look at them with a loop and you compare the movement to the real thing, you can still tell the difference. Like I've got one of these black subs, stainless black sub, and I just use this for practice because it's got a 31-35 clone movement in it. But
how good
you can definitely tell the difference.
How good is the movement? Can you swap parts with the real movement?
You know, technically the watch is made completely out of aftermarket Rolex parts, which is a fancy term for, I would call it bullshit Chinese parts. So I've never tried to swap parts. I know the bracelet will swap, the bezel will swap, things like that. The movement is very slightly different, and it really just looks about the precision of the machining.
Yes.
The real Rolex movement is just flawlessly perfect when you look at it, you know.
Yeah. So with Collector Invest here, what would you say to him? He's into some really fucking ugly Boulevers and cheap ass Invictus. I mean, they're just horrible garbage, aren't they? Or what are they? What are they? Tell me honestly.
I would say they're fashion watches.
What do you repair Bolivar and Invicta? What happens if someone comes to you and says, "Oh, I know you're into watches. Can you repair this?" Or can you? What do you say?
People typically will change the movement or the battery on that stuff if it's quartz, you know. Some of the Fossil watches, people repair the movements on them, but it's like that one guy that had his watch you did a review on that one time. He had a watch that was given to him on his wedding day by his wife, and it was a total freaking shitter. And nobody wanted to fix it because it was a triple complication chronograph deal. Or actually, this one was a double date and moon phase deal. So, you know, who's going to work on that when the whole watch is only worth $100 at best? You know, that's the problem with this stuff.
I mean, it's not just marketing.
The problem is I'm only limited to like 25 hours of work time. Imagine having to pay taxes and all that, and then what's left is only a small amount.
Oh, yeah. I think the Seiko is the best. The Seiko is the best option for budget-wise. It really is. It's just
some of the low-end Seikos are fucking appalling now too, but I think Presage is where it sort of starts being decent. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
I think
Presage one?
I wish they get rid of the limitations for special needs. That's what I think the United States will do.
Yeah.
Then I can afford a much better watch.
What do you do for work?
I work at Lowe's and Walmart for a living.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, man, why didn't you save up and buy a Tudor for yourself?
Tudor is like in the $4,000 range, and it's way above.
Second hand, 2,000.
Yeah. You deserve it, man. You work hard.
Unless I find a luxury watch in a junk drawer by accident. Who knows? I buy junk drawers a lot.
Joe, what watches will you not work on? Tell me this, Joe.
You know, I'm not like a professional watchmaker who does this for a living. I do this as an enthusiast. So I would probably not work on anything that scares me. So pretty much anything beyond a date wheel at this point in time, I wouldn't even mess with, you know, like a GMT master. I'm not going to mess with it. Definitely not a chronograph. Chronograph is pretty complicated. Most guys I know that want to work on a chronograph are going to take $700 minimum to service it. Minimum.
How did you learn your craft? Tell me this. How did you, as an enthusiast, you got some pretty heavy tools there. How did you learn to do these things?
Well, honestly, mostly YouTube and online classes, and a couple local buddies of mine that are into the watch business kind of giving me some guidance along the way and just being enthusiastic about it. Like this machine right here, I got lucky. These vintage L&R watch movement cleaning machines. These, you can't even find these anymore. This machine is from the 40s, and it's amazing. You know, it's great for what it does. So, I mean, I would like to be more into servicing watches at some point, but as of now, I just consider myself like an enthusiast, really. But it is fun.
Got you.
Oh, cute cat, though.
Yeah, that's Ralph.
You should make a little, like one of those cat bracelets, and then put a watch on that.
Oh, yeah.
Make your cat more fancy. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm waiting until someone makes a watch with like the planetary movements.
Oh, yeah. Those are, ooh. Man, so you are into watches, though, huh?
Yeah. I like the open heart and skeletonized watch.
Yeah.
Because I kind of think of that as kind of like cool.
Yeah. They do have aftermarket transparent case backs for Rolex watches and Tudor watches. I mean, if you had to look at the movement, nothing's more beautiful than a Rolex movement, you know?
Maybe if I find a nice Rolex in a junk drawer, I might consider modifying it to make it look cooler.
Yeah, I gotta say to you, you see, you really do get what you pay for, isn't it? It's not just marketing, is it, Joe?
No, it's really not. I would say it, like, with the luxury watches, it's just like currency. You got to look at it like you're putting money into a little account. Like you, Archie, on your world travels, if you ever, because nobody travels around the planet more than you do, right? So if you found yourself in a shitty situation and you happen to be wearing one of your pieces and you needed money, guess what? You got a little stash of cash right there all the time. It's like with the cheap watches, it's just kind of like it's a novelty item. It's you know, that's what I try to tell people, my friends that aren't into watches, and they go, "Oh, what a fucking pretentious cock you are. You've got a Rolex? That's
Yes.
ridiculous." And I'm like, "Yeah, but this Rolex is going to be worth, even though it was $10,000 yesterday, it's $10,000 tomorrow and the next day and the next day." So
Yeah.
where's the
Could
point?
I actually modify a Rolex to become more like open heart?
They do it. There's people
Why
that
would you do that, collector, investor? Why would you do that? That's such a stupid thing. You're best to keep it original.
Oh yeah.
Why would you want to do that? If you want a good open heart, you should look at a Zenith. A Zenith on the pre-owned market is amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's what I would be doing. You don't look at modifying something because you as soon as you modify, custom it, nobody wants the damn thing. But if you look at a Zenith, amazing bang per buck. Skeleton, they got skeleton Zeniths, amazing bang per buck. And
how much
that's
is
exactly.
this Zenith?
Look, look. You can get a Zenith chrono. Look, you got to look around. This is the whole thing. But for my Zenith, I got a very good deal on it. I'll show it to you. My Zenith was about $3,000. Zenith El Primero chronograph.
That's where the watches really start being wow. I think is $3,000. That's where
that's the one that I was looking at too, online too.
No, I wouldn't sell it at that. So I paid $3,200 US for it, but that was a bargain from a friend. Okay, a friend who's a watch dealer. He said, "Hey, he did me a big favor. I owe him a favor." But this is an amazing. What I'm trying to tell you is, okay, you might have to pay $4,000, but for it, you get one watch instead of having a whole lot of garbage. You get one, and you stick with it. That's what you do. These are fantastic.
It looks like you can see the balance wheel and maybe the escapement right through the dial, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
that's cool.
And I mean, it's a beautiful, and these are a high beat movement. These are 33.6 high beat movement, and these were one of the first automatic chronographs. These were late 60s. Zenith had one, the caliber 11.
Oh,
and
did the
Seiko.
Zenith make radios too? I thought Zenith made radios too.
I think that's a different company. But man, if I were you, what else do you do? Tell me what you do, collector investor. Do you collect antiques? What do you collect exactly?
I collect in all kinds of antiques and other stuff. Except for Barbies. Barbies are dead.
Yes. Why are they dead?
Actually, not Barbies. It's Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies are dead. Barbies are still popular if you get like the vintage ones and you could flip them easily.
Yeah, that's a good side hustle to have there. Zenith
That's the
made
reason why I buy from the junk
TVs.
drawers too, because that's a good side hustle area too, because you may get like a good watch or good vintage watch from the 50s and 40s and 20s.
Yep. That's the way. That definitely is the
Oh, I
way
do
there.
have a 1920s watch, but it needs to be fixed.
I'll bet you that 1920s watch, if you got it serviced, would be just amazing. You know, there was no cheap way to make things back then. Those watches were handmade, and most of the time they don't have an automatic, because that automatic thing wasn't really back then. So, you know, they're hand wound watches, and it's probably better. That watch, if you could get it fixed, is probably better than any other watch you have.
And the other thing, I need to find a leather worker, because the straps that you put on the new watch, they didn't have the spring mechanism for the bands.
They got the fixed. They've got the fixed bar. I know what you mean. Psych Boys secondhand Zenith Defy skeletons about $5,000. There you go, $5,000 for a great watch.
What happens if I find one in the junk drawers for less than that?
Hey, there's always hope. You've always got to live in hope. Let me say that. You've always got to live in hope. That's what you have to do.
I mean, you have to look at what's in there first, see what's good and what's not.
So, Joe, tell me this. What's your dream? What's the best watch you've pulled apart?
That's a good question. Probably Submariners. I don't really venture past that sort of department, you know. Because I like working on the luxury stuff, so I don't try to venture too far past my knowledge. I'm a very conservative technician, you know.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean there. I got to tell you, are you a chronograph fan? Do you like chronographs, Joe?
I do. I like Daytonas specifically.
Because that, you know, that movement 7750, the value, that's a very big workhorse sort of movement.
Oh yeah.
So what do you hope to learn next? So you kind of getting more into more complicated things. What would you get onto next?
I mean, it's a big step, but I'm going to do, once I feel totally confident with the 3135, and I mean, I'd like to do a 3235. That's the newer date wheel Rolex movement, but eventually I'm going to have to get into the GMT stuff, which is pretty complicated. So that'll probably be next after this is completely mastered, but I've got some pretty good. I've taken a lot of online education, not just YouTube, actual online education by a guy named his name is Mark Lovick. Have you ever heard of him? Brilliant guy.
I have.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Really brilliant, great teacher.
There was some great on Time Zone. There was a watch forum called Time Zone years ago. They used to run a school. That was like a watch. They had a few interesting things. I kind of.
Did you freeze?
Archie, you there?
I think he froze again.
He's probably got bad internet there.
I know the starching is probably getting better over time, though.
So what was that?
the Star King brand. That is the one Chinese watch that is better than the rest.
I never heard of that, I don't think.
I think a couple of YouTubers said Star King may actually take over the like the top spot on luxury watches soon. That's what certain YouTubers were saying because of the GMT Star King.
Hey, so how did you find out about Archie and stuff? Just from YouTube and watching his channel and stuff?
I watch a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of like stuff. I also do coin roll hunting too. You ever done that before?
No, I haven't.
Basically, you take a whole entire box of like coins. You search for wheat pennies, Indian head cents, and flying eagles.
I'll tell you what. One time, my buddy Freddie, we went to a garage sale a few years back, and this lady was selling 5-gallon buckets full of pennies, and they were completely oxidized. They were green. They looked like green copper pennies that were so nasty that you couldn't even. The guy that died was her husband, and he had a metal detector, and he had all these pennies. So we took the pennies. We bought the pennies for like $200, and when we cleaned them all up, it was like $1,200 worth of pennies.
Is that right?
Buckets. Yeah, unbelievable.
And what did you do
There's
with them?
certain pennies that are worth big money too.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of them were wheat pennies. He brought them to the Coinstar machine over at Publix. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Publix before. That's a grocery store here in South Florida. But put the coins in there after they were all cleaned up. Yeah, and he got a bunch of money for that.
They didn't work if they weren't cleaned up. How come you had to clean them up? Sorry.
They came from a guy who was like a metal detector guy. He passed away, so his wife sold all these pennies in 5-gallon buckets at this garage sale. So my buddy had bought all the buckets of pennies, but they were so corroded from the ocean that we had to clean them in order for them to just be legible to read that they were even pennies. So once they were all cleaned up, of course, there was wheat pennies.
How much did you sell them for?
What was that?
How much did you pay for a bucket of pennies?
I think he bought. This is a long time ago now, but I want to say we bought all the pennies for $200, and then it ended up being like $1,200 worth of pennies once we were done.
Now, I got to tell you, we got a super chat here from Thomas Burnett. Collector investor, have you tried joining any other live streams? Maybe Archie could recommend some channels you could think about joining.
I'm more of a mixed collector.
Are you on any other live stream channels there, collector investor?
Occasionally I do box battles with like some other guys. Yeah,
I got to tell you, we've got a great community here, some great channels. There's the Marcelo channel. Marcelo Time, he's a great guy. He's a Japanese guy who's got he's an Israeli guy.
Channel.
Sorry?
I've been on his channel.
Yep, he's a great guy. I'll tell you who else is a great guy is there's the Mookie channel.
Yeah, I've been on his channel.
there's also another great guy is you could also try
The watch collector.
Watch Hangout. Watch Hangout. JJ's Watch Hangout. That's a great channel, that. But I'd definitely give the Marcelo channel a go, the Mookie channel a go. There are some great channels, and it's always good to have panelists. I'll tell you that. It's always a struggle at times to get panelists, and I definitely, you know, give it a go. How old are you, collector investor? Tell us this. How old are you?
I'm 35.
35. Okay. And you are enjoying life. Are you a car man?
I don't drive.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I scared my driver's ed teacher whenever I was in high school.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So how do you get around then?
By bike.
Okay. Very good. Motorbike or push bike?
It's more of a electric bicycle.
Excellent. Excellent. It's I got to tell you guys, it's been a very good watch talk. I'm feeling a bit ill today, so I'm going to end the stream, but I want to thank all the people who've come on. I want to thank them. There was the Patel Philippe. There was Neo. There was Thomas Burnett, Wayne's World, Little Dave, Yankee Doodle, Pavel, Little Dave, SR Bell, Patel Philippe, SR Bell, Thomas Burnett. Those were the super chatters today, and I greatly appreciate all your super chats. And we will be back. We'll be back tomorrow morning for Luxie's stream, and also my stream. I'll be back on, and I'm just feeling very ill at the moment, Joe. I'm in China, Joe, and I went out. I went out for pizza, and fuck me
I hope
dead.
you didn't get worms.
No, it's worse than worms. I had this caprica. They put caprica all over it. No, I didn't think much about it, but once you've eaten it, all this fucking caprica. We got Doc on here. Hey, Doc, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going? Can you hear me?
I'm fucking sick, Doc. I had a pizza yesterday covered in caprica. I was vomiting twice last night. I feel like shit.
Well, keep in mind that might just be coincidental. It could be that you were sick with COVID symptoms before, and you may continue.
It just makes me vomit. The bile comes up to my mouth, and I just feel violently ill.
Beware of Chinese illegal Chinese products that are they're like do not buy anything with garlic because people kind of like
Doc,
put
you
lead in garlic.
The turmeric. That's the fuck you spread. Spruik is turmeric. So caprica
I don't spruik it. I just recommend it in certain circumstances, and it's good as an anti-inflammatory, and it's decent as a spice when you're adding it to foods.
I got to be totally honest with you, Doc. I was so fucking ill last night.
I'd like to see you.
I was making love to the toilet. The lady of the house has Dettoled the whole fucking toilet.
I think I'd like to see you get a dose or two of ivermectin. That's what I think, and then see what happens. And it's relatively benign. It's been around for decades.
Did you drink water from China?
I drink bottled water.
Good. Do not buy it. Do not drink from the faucet.
No, I know.
So-
I only brushed my teeth, but
So what are you
I
saying was added to the food that you think got you sick? I missed much of the show.
Paprika.
That shouldn't cause much problems.
It
Paprika.
was covered in it. It goes in your stomach, and then when you lie down, it comes up in your mouth.
Oh, paprika is they actually have garlic in it. You probably had kind of like a lead based garlic mix in with the paprika.
I suspect that this is all just a coincidence because you were sick before you had the pizza as well.
I was getting better, Doc.
Unfortunately, that's the way this thing seems to work. This particular lab virus seems
Doc,
to.
I got 100 RMB a day. This is my budget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my daily budget for food. Okay.
So
Wow.
So how much does things cost in China compared to other places?
Well, luxury goods, they're expensive, but I mean, food and that there you can get dumplings for about $1 US for 8 dumplings. It's quite very reasonable.
That shows you how weak American currency is.
Archie, do you like Marmite?
No, I don't. I fucking hate it.
You do? It's an acquired taste.
I have a yeast infection. You know that?
My wife's laughing from across the room. She's laughing her ass off.
Is this gentleman a watchmaker?
He's
got some tools over there.
He likes to pull things apart.
All right, so he's got some of the tools of the trade sitting on his desk. It looks like.
Yeah, and he's chatting. He's just talking about watches and things. And
cool.
I've been very ill, Doc.
I'd like to see you getting some medication for whatever's going on. I mean, I know you think it's the paprika. You've got paprika poisoning. I've never heard of paprika poisoning.
Do not buy anything that uses oil there. They use gutter oil.
I've seen the video. I know what you're saying. I'm not so convinced.
Obviously, any of the foods you're eating can be contaminated, but assuming that the paprika was not contaminated and you're the only one complaining, it's probably something else. You know, you have flu-like symptoms, in other words, right? I've never heard of paprika leading to flu-like symptoms. That's my worry.
What happens?
It might be a flu.
Paprika, it causes bitterness.
Well, but that's not what you're complaining about. You're complaining about, like, basically flu symptoms, aren't you? Isn't that what you're talking about?
I just felt like vomiting twice.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, it could be food poisoning. You're right. It could be food poisoning. How about, do you think you have a fever?
Yeah, last night I did.
There you go. See? So that's flu-like symptoms.
Oh, it does cause indigestion.
That can cause an upset stomach. And some people aren't used to it. It's like any of the spices. Some people aren't used to it. But
it's got alkaloids in it.
Well, it was, you didn't add it to the food, right? It was cooked in the food, right?
Yeah, fuck, well, they use too much of that shit, you know?
I doubt that they put in so much paprika that it didn't taste right. You know, I mean, they're putting it in for flavoring in the food. So I just don't think that's the problem. I think that's just a coincidence that, yeah, you did eat some paprika and now you're sicker than you were. You know, but I think if you hadn't eaten the paprika, you'd possibly be sicker than you were, because people relapse with this.
You reckon?
I mean, you know, not everybody does, but some people do. You've been pretty fortunate along the way to have not gotten. I mean, have you ever had COVID before? Did you test positive ever?
I have tested positive once. That was not fun, Doc.
No, but
We're going to super chat for Patel Philippe, $2, $5, $2. Best advice if you're being haunted by a poltergeist.
That's a religious question.
I'm more scared of the living than the dead.
Unless he means haunted by that, I don't know. I guess it was an okay movie from the 80s, but I don't know if that's what he means. I don't think that's what he means. Could be what he means.
Speaking of which, we got T-Dubs joining us. Hello, T-Dubs.
Uh-oh.
If it crook Arch, mate, I'd get out of there. I'd get it on the next bird home, mate. Get on the next bird home. Pack the shit up, mate. Just drink water, bottled water. Get out of there, mate. They tried it on me. They tried to get me back in the day. They tried to get me, mate. Just drink water, mate. Drink water and take Soldedex. Get some salt tablets into you, mate. Soldedex. Drink plenty of water.
Don't get them.
Soldedex. Because you don't want to get dehydrated, mate. If your system gets out of whack, mate. You don't want to get. You might lose a bit of weight. Look at the plus there. You might lose a bit of weight. That's a plus. But mate, that sounds dicey, mate. Sounds dicey. Chinese pizza. Chinese pizza.
Starfish on the
Starfish. You better off eating starfish and flipping them over.
The combs.
The comms.
Archie, brought your radios with you. They want the comms. They want the comms.
Are you related to
they want the comms. The comms. The comms.
That's a picture from last night. Look at that. This is a picture from last night.
You can't possibly.
Mate, they charged you money for that. They charged you how much? $100. $100.
$52 with a drink and a salad and a chicken wings. It was
how many? $52.
I remember. I was down in the. I was down on the Mindanao, mate, Mindanao, and I went to the local with the missus and. Back in the day, we were on the island there having a bit of a honeymoon, and there was a bit of an Italian place in town. And oh, mate, I tell you, for the next fucking 4 days, I was shitting and spewing like a fucking. I was going like a steam train, mate. It was coming out both ends.
Oh, honeymoon. Say no more. Right,
they tried to get a boat to get me off the island.
Like
to get me off the island, and then a typhoon blew in. I got stuck there, mate. I got stuck on the island.
That's like me whenever I
shitting and
White
spewing like a shitting and spewing and fucking coming out both ends. Coming out both ends, Arch.
Everything has a price in Thailand.
Everything has a price in Thailand, boys. Everything has a price in Thailand.
Coming and going.
Lots of coming and going.
I prefer more the coming than the going.
Guess what film I saw a couple of days ago?
The
Long Good Friday.
Okay.
And I went back to the city. We got back to the Big Smoke, and I went to the hotel doctor, and she said, "You bet you shouldn't have had that island pizza. That island pizza."
Emphasis on the long Good Friday.
Long Good Friday with
the Long Good Friday.
Long.
Anyway, I hope you get better, Arch. Mate, I'd get out of there. I'd wrap it up, mate. Wrap it up and get home. Brisbane needs you, Arch. We need you here in Brizzy, mate. We need you in Queensland. The Goldie needs you, mate. The comms.
The calms, the calms. I knew you were going to say that. The calms.
Yeah, how's it going in Brisbane? What's it at the Goldie? What's happening at the Goldie?
I think that's directed at T-Dubs. And he's quiet. And he's gone.
Oh,
The calms, he's gone.
Come on, Arch. You must have seen The Long Good Friday. Bob Hoskins, Helen Mirren.
Oh my God! No, was it good?
Yeah, it's a 1979 movie about gangsters in London. You've got to watch it. You recognise one of the characters used to be the chef in Fawlty Towers.
Ah, I love him.
I think he was in Minder for a couple of decades.
Manuel.
No, that Manuel wasn't the chef, though. Manuel
No, he was the waiter.
He was the waiter.
The chef.
He was funny. Well, actually, they were all funny. That's the good thing. It's amazing that I think that was only maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and that's it. Fawlty
It
Tower.
was, I think, 12 episodes in total. It seems like a lot more, but it's only 12.
It's just that it was so hilarious and so classic.
We got Thomas Burnett, £2. T-Dubs to the rescue. Thank you, T-Dubs.
Yes, the calms, the calms.
I wonder if T-Dubs is related to B-Dubs.
What about N-Dubs?
He's not related to me if you mean BB Dubs.
I think N-Dubs.
I mean, I'm talking about the Minecraft player years ago.
Oh, I don't even know that. Not even close.
He's on the Minecraft server.
Archie's taking a very up close and macro look at his watch right now.
Yeah, okay, guys, I'll be back tomorrow.
You have access to medications there in China that a lot of places don't have. So I really would like to see.
Hey,
you
go
take
to that
advantage of
one Chinese medicine place that they prescribe you food.
You need to just go and get a traditional medication, and ideally it would be something like ivermectin. Just get a dose or 2. It's not expensive. It's been around for I think it's at 4 decades now, but it's been around for decades. Very safe, and if it's not a virus infection that you have, which I think it's viral, but if it's not a virus infection, your body should be able to fight off whatever it is if it's bacterial. But the ivermectin would help out if it's viral.
I watch that Bizarre Foods channel. You ever watch them?
No, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna have a lie down. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back.
Feel better.
Did you already thank the super chatters? I
did.
Yeah, yes.
We did.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. I will see you tomorrow.
One last thing, everybody watching, if you enjoyed yourself, please hit the thumb up. Give us an upvote. Say thank you and help the algorithm.